Okay, so black played e4, you played e5, now black played knight f3. Okay, what is the idea? And okay, good. So these are the two main ideas. Yes. So now think. A6. Okay. So now I want you to calculate few moves. For example, if you go a6, so suppose if this bishop capture your knight, what will you do? With which pawn? Okay, if b capture on c6, then what will you do if this knight capture this pawn? So the main idea of white is why white played this bishop to b5 is because this knight is defending this pawn, right? So suppose if this bishop captured, there is no one to defend this pawn. So if suppose if you play a6, you can simply capture this knight and there is no one. And when you capture the bishop back, this knight will capture this pawn. But right now there is an idea that I am sharing. For example, you can play knight f6, and the idea is first you are attacking this pawn. Second idea is suppose after knight f6, if this bishop capture this knight, you don't capture with the b pawn, you capture with the d pawn. So after d pawn, what will happen? Suppose if this knight capture this pawn, then you can play your queen to d4, attack both the pawn and also the knight. And when after this, knight will go back to the same square, and then you capture this pawn and give the check. And after this, he has to defend with queen, and then you capture the queen also. Then king has to capture, and white king will losing his castling right. So these are the few ideas. So we can try this knight f6 move, and then let's see what white does. Shall we play knight f6? I'll explain this concept again, but this is very important concept. So the concept is if this bishop capture, we'll capture with this pawn because we want to open this file for our queen. And when this pawn captures, if this knight comes here, we will put our queen on d4. So he did. Okay, think now. Okay, I want you to calculate everything. So it's not a good or bad move. I'm just forcing you to think. So suppose if you capture this pawn, what will you do if rook goes there? c5. Okay, you will come back to c5. Okay, what will you do after knight c5? This knight capture this pawn. Okay, if you capture knight with using a knight, then this rook will capture your knight. And it will come with a check. Then what will you do? So, so white has already castle and white king is safe, and your king is still in the center. So when yes, that should be the idea, because when your king is in the center, you should not open these files. Because if this file become open, it will become very dangerous for your king. So now I want you to think of a move. You want to develop this bishop, right? B4. Okay, what is the idea on B4? But this pawn is nicely defended by the bishop, by the knight, by the queen, by this knight. Okay, what is the idea on C5? And apart from that, you are also keeping an eye on the same diagonal as the king. Because then this pawn won't be able to move. Okay, so now one more thing I want you to calculate before this bishop c5. So suppose after bishop c5, this bishop capture your knight, then okay, if this d capture on c6, then this knight capture this pawn, then okay. So if you capture this pawn, then suppose if rook goes there. Okay, if you do the castling after that, this rook will capture your knight. Because when you capture this pawn, your knight will be on e4, right? And after rook e8, you castled. So there was no one to defend your knight. So when this knight capture, you don't need to capture this pawn. You can capture this pawn in next move. You can go to queen d4 with the same idea. You are attacking the pawn. You are also attacking the knight. Because if you capture this pawn, then again your king is in the center and you will be opening this file. So when you have a king in the center, we should avoid opening avoid opening files in the center. So we'll play this only, then let's see what white does. Okay, so I'm telling you white idea, then you tell me your moves. So basically white idea is he played this c3 moves because he want to play this pawn to d4. Because if he play to d4, if he capture with this pawn, then he will capture with this pawn. And this square is defended by twice by. But right now this bishop is not attacked. Okay, so suppose if opponent plays this, you capture this and then this capture. When your bishop is attacked, then you can simply come back. Why you need to worry right now? So think of any other move. Like this bishop is right now. Okay, castling is also one move, but right now your king is not in danger. Can you think of any other like piece development move? Which piece is not developed? And yes, and so before developing your queen, you develop your knights and bishops. So you'll go to d6 or d5. Okay, if you go to d5, then this pawn may capture your pawn then. Okay, if you capture with your knight, then suppose your rook goes there then. Okay, then if you do the castling, then this knight will capture this pawn then. But on d4 right now, this pawn is defending. This pawn will capture your queen. So maybe we don't need to go for all that complication. You can simply play d6. Because d6 everything is saved and this diagonal is also open. So this move is also good, but for that you need to calculate so many things. Okay. So now with the pawn or with what? Okay. So okay, let's calculate. Now, okay, so let's calculate. You capture this pawn, then this knight captures, then you will lose two pieces in exchange of knight. So calculate. These kind of attack, like long range attack, we generally miss. Yes, you can simply go back and then let's see what happens. Now I'm thinking of this move. Like now black has few moves. For example, he may play this e5 or he may develop his bishop there, pin your knight. He may also play this rook. Or he can play this knight also. So he will play either one of them, most likely. So we need to be prepared for all of them. No problem. Okay, so now tell me. Uh, but you can't move this knight because it will be check. right now we should have played something else. Like when this pawn captures, like yeah, because if we go there, this pawn came here, and now we can't move our knight. And now, for example, if you try to attack this bishop will simply go to h4, and then we don't have anything. I think. Maybe we should have played our bishop there on this side, and when this pawn comes, then we will attack this bishop, and when this bishop goes there, then we will play this pawn also, and then we can save this knight. Hmm. Yeah, at least for a while we should try this move a6 and then let's see. Now he'll go there. So I'm thinking of capturing two pawns, like in exchange of one knight, for example. Right now, let's capture this pawn first, and then this pawn will capture this knight, and then we will do the castling. And then this pawn may also capture this pawn, and then we will capture this pawn with our bishop. And then this bishop will be very strong on this diagonal. This bishop is also very good on this diagonal. And then we may also bring our queen somewhere else, and then some kind of attack we will have. Okay, let's sacrifice our knight. Now he did a mistake. Can- No, but you can't move your knight because it will be a check. So yes, you capture with the bishop, give check, and also attack the rook. Shall we do this? And after this, you can also play this pawn. So maybe we are saving everything. I think he should have captured this knight. Now he will lose his bishop, but we need to worry about after that queen will come here on the same diagonal. So, okay. So shall we capture this rook? You rook is more powerful than a bishop, right? So it's always good to exchange. Now shall we play this move? And why we are playing b5? Because we are blocking this diagonal. And after b5, if bishop save, then we can move this knight also somewhere away. Yeah, if we play b5, he can simply capture this knight, right? What shall we do? Okay, so if you do castling, this queen will capture them. Okay, you can do that, but then this knight will go. Hmm. Maybe the castling is good. We can do the castling. And if queen capture this knight, we will save this one. If this pawn capture this knight, we will save this one. And then after that, we can play our rook on e8. No, no, he can't lose. We can't lose both the knight because when we do the castling, he has to choose. Like he want to capture this first or this first. And whichever knight he capture first, we will save the other. So castling is better, I think. But still, we will be okay. Now think. E7 or E5? No, but you can go to E7 also. But that is also good move. But after E5, this knight may capture, your pawn will capture, queen will capture. So, so I was thinking this knight is not very active. This bishop is very active. So I was thinking maybe we can attack this bishop first. Okay, we are having a very less time. Shall we play a bit quicker? Then I will explain you after the game or maybe next time I will analyze. So why I played this move is because now if this pawn capture, will capture this bishop. And now what we should do, we should develop our pieces, I think. But if we go there, this bishop may come there. Hmm. Let's play this move and then we'll play this. No problem, we'll play quicker. With each move, we have 7-second increment. Okay, let's develop a rook. So you can ask me any question. I'll try to play quicker because we have less time. What? Yeah, yeah, 7-second increment. Yes. So now we will also develop this bishop. And now if we play to h3, we should capture this knight. This pawn will capture. Then we'll play our queen there. Because then we are attacking this pawn on h3, we will be also attacking this bishop, and then even this rook may also come there and enter because his king is bit open, so we have some chance. But he has three minor pieces, 1 2 3, and we have one. Yeah, his rook also, but rook is a bit more powerful than these three. So we have one rook in front of two pieces, which is not too bad, but sometimes if our opponent is good, he or she can try to dominate one rook. What? Rook, I think 5 points. Why he played this knight move? I don't see any reason. Okay, you want to come there and attack both. Maybe what we should do. Now we are, because if this queen capture this pawn, we will capture this pawn and this rook will be stronger on this file. So this is also one idea. Rook on the like second rank or on the seventh rank are very strong, especially for the checkmating purpose. And we need to worry about of this pawn also because this pawn only need two moves to get a queen. We should think of checkmating now. We don't have much time. I'm just thinking what will I do if we play this rook also there? We can go there to protect this. Okay, he's pushing his pawn. So now we are threatening these checks. He will most probably play this. So we need to think what we will do if bishop goes to g3. If bishop goes to g3, we go there, knight capture this, we give check, but this rook will capture. What should be our move? No, king can't capture because our queen is there. Yeah. No, now I was thinking. If this knight capture, we will try to go there. Because we don't have much time, so we can't calculate. We have to go for all in. So we are going for the checkmate also. Because this knight is protecting this square. What he can do. Maybe we can push this pawn. Okay. So now the idea is this rook may come there and give check. If this bishop capture, queen capture, checkmate. So this is our idea. Let's see what he can do. Now he don't have any more check. I think he will lose now because we are also threatening this check. And if king goes there, then checkmate. And this diagonal is blocked by his own pawn. So maybe this is the move that we found luckily within 20 seconds. Maybe I don't know about you, but maybe I'm too sleepy. But let's see what he can do. And suppose if he play this rook there, we will simply capture this rook. But then bishop will capture, and if bishop captures, we will give check from this pawn. And then this king has to go there, and then the queen goes there and checkmate. So I don't know how he can save his game right now. Because after this, we are continuously giving check, and in two moves, it should be checkmate. And this queen, yeah, because now this queen on a8 is out of the game. Yeah, see, this pawn is blocking this queen, and he can't, like, suppose if he goes there, we can simply capture this. And if we try to go there, then it doesn't work because of this. So, so white has many threats. We are threatening everything now. And since white has the dark square bishop, our king is on white square. So this bishop also can't give any check. E6. Where is E6? Okay. So okay, let's calculate. If you go to A6, I will capture this pawn and give check. And then this king goes there, and then I will give check from there, and it's mate. No, no. After you go to queen A6, it's a check. So okay, now the game is over. Find this. And now king goes there and checkmate. Okay, we saved the game with 13 second remaining. Okay, chalo. We will analyze this. No, because he should, yeah, that must be very hurtful for him. Because he must be thinking we will lose on time only. And now the same guy is with us. He's analyzing this game also. So you can see two spectators. So one is you and second is your opponent. So he is also trying to see what happened in the game. Okay, so we'll just quickly start from the beginning and then we'll see what happened. So you ask me, so you can ask me any question, and wherever there is something, I will also explain. Uh, yeah, we will see that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So now I will show you all those moves. So for example, right now, if this bishop capture this knight, right now, then you capture with a d pawn. Okay, if you capture your pawn, you will go to, and then this knight goes back, and then this queen will come there. Now the king has to capture. And now you will see this king has moved. So white does not have a right of castling. So this king will be a bit safe. We can simply play our bishop somewhere and do the castling and bring our rook. So that is the idea. Okay, there is one more idea that I want you to be aware from white. For example, white can capture this pawn because now if you capture this knight, you will think that you are winning a piece, but white has this move. So he's attacking both your knight and also bishop. So right now we generally play like this bishop goes there, and when he captures your knight, you capture with your bishop. So it's equal now. But all this trick you have to be very careful because if the player is good, he can capture your pawn like this. It will be equal only. For example, right now you lost a pawn. Now you also lost your knight and pawn. He also lost his knight and pawn. Because now if he plays this, then we have this move. And then if bishop goes back, we have this move. And then if bishop try to save himself, then we can save this knight. This was the plan. Now it is showing this move also. Because this bishop will capture this knight, you capture this knight, queen will capture your bishop. So what we should have done there is, yeah, so it is showing we don't need to capture this pawn, straight away we can come back. But what will happen if this pawn goes there? No, he's showing some advanced ideas that we don't need to consider because they show some very non-human things sometimes. So this is even world champion don't play like this. So I don't know. So now I am in ICMR Delhi doing research on COVID. Yeah, Corona. So we are studying. What? You are asking subject or how much I have studied? So it's in social work. Yes, yes. And then after that, I have done MPhil also, and then now doing PhD in education. Yeah, right now it is showing plus 4.3. So this plus 4.3 is that white is ahead. But when white played this move, then it is showing plus 0. So 4 less, so it means this move that we found. Yeah, right now you were the one who suggested we should simply castle. So that was the best move. Yeah, this move also we found because we saw that this knight may come there and attack both the rook. So this was really nice that we planned this, that we go there, then we go there. Okay. Okay, right now he's showing this move. But after this, I was calculating what we will do if bishop goes there. Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This we missed. So what computer is showing that so this move we played is really good, and when black is a4, so what is I calculated this much that this bishop may come there and attack our queen. I did not see this check because after this check, this king can't go there. Yes, for example, if this goes there, we go there, checkmate. So by analyzing this, we can also learn these kind of thing that we missed. Okay. Yeah. This queen e8. Yeah. So we played queen e8 because we wanted to go near to the king. Uh, I don't know because if you go to g, no, you are attacking the knight. But suppose what we which pawn? No, but from g5, how will you capture this pawn? No, I am saying suppose if you go to queen g5, if this knight captures this pawn, then let's see. Okay. Okay, the idea is suppose if this bishop captures this rook, then you give check from there. No, after this you can't give check from there because queen is there. So you have to push this king on this square. So first you give check from there, king goes on d8 and then you checkmate. So this was the idea of queen g5, not to capture this knight, but to force this bishop to move away and then give check from this. Very advanced idea. Okay. Okay, let's see what we can do. If this queen captures, we have one queen and opponent has one broken bishop. Yeah, it should be easy. Okay, so this is how game analysis help us to learn new ideas. Like this is also very nice idea after this book. Yeah, so right now white gave check from 8. So yes, so what the computer is showing that white should have give check from c8. Let's see what happens after c8. No, it will not be a checkmate. He will repeat. Yes, he can repeat the moves and then it will be a draw. So because our king will go to white square. So that is why on he should have come to c8 rather than 8. This idea we can also learn that suppose if we are losing, then we can try to give repetitive checks to result into a draw. Now it's a checkmate. Yeah, now this is a move which is like unnecessary because you are just delaying the checkmate. Because if you go to g8, king can simply capture. And now checkmate. Okay. So we should also learn from our mistake. Yeah, this is the important position. Now we played this d6. Hmm. Yeah, computer was saying we should just capture this pawn. But then I was thinking, yeah, now this rook can't go there because of this move. And now there will be all sort of you discovered attack. Okay. What? No, but this is the different position that we were solving. That that check you were saying in different, for example. Yeah, so right now you were saying you capture with knight, but you can't go there because of this check. Yes, because this knight is pinned. Yeah, if this king would not have been there, then this move would have been best. Because after this knight capture on f2, even if white save his queen, then also you may have many discovered check. Okay, yeah. But no, which point of? Okay, in that position you're asking. Yes, yes. Right now, what you are saying? Okay, wait. So for that we have to change the move order. So suppose if right now, okay. So suppose if white played some random moves, and then we did the castling, and now if black plays this. So now tell me, with our knight. Yeah, now you capture. Okay, suppose his queen goes to this place. So now you have many, so you can simply go maybe there, and then it's a discovered check. So this is the idea of knight capture on f7, giving discovered check and then capturing any other piece. Yeah, so right now we played this move, rook e2, which is good, but computer was showing there is a better move, we can simply go there. Hmm. Yeah, right now also computer showed this move. Idea wise, we capture this pawn and if bishop capture, we go there. Yeah, only these two, three things that we can learn from this game. Okay, so you can also try to have a look at this game again maybe tomorrow when you get time, and then